Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome out to the IF game here on Major Field at Murphey Candler Stadium, Brookhaven, Georgia. I'm Matt Murphy. Alongside of me, Joe Estrakis. Joe, win or go home tonight.
Win or go home. It's do or die.
It is do or die. Killer game on Saturday between these two teams. The Cubs were played a lot of baseball last week. Marlins got a lot of rest, and the Cubs just never let up.
Yeah, they were relentless. Kept their foot on the gas the entire game. Got a small window where the Marlins come back, and here we are tonight.
Exactly. Schmidt's on the mound for the Marlins. At the plate, leadoff hitter Marquise Jackson at the plate for the Cubs. Scoreboard's wrong on your screen. Still Atlanta traffic trying to get in here. We got umpire George behind the plate. We got Chris in the field. And I'll have to send one of our roving reporters down to find out the third umpire that's in the field. First pitch called a strike, hit the bottom corner of the zone. That one's right in the middle for a ball. Our vantage point isn't the greatest, Joe, for balls and strikes here, but
we're going to do the best that we can.
We're going to leave it up to George to make those calls. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening to us and you're out there inland, we did turn the chat feature on the broadcast. You might have to refresh your browser there, but let us know you're listening. You got any questions, we'll be glad to answer. I do have the vice president of the park here with us today, so I'm sure he can answer any of your questions or field any of your complaints that you might have too there. So Jackson pops up to Cope at first base. Copes takes 2 steps in, fields the pop fly for out number 1. So, Joe, I wasn't sure we were going to get this game in today, to be honest.
You know, looking at the weather forecast, Matt, it was pretty suboptimal. But I'm glad the rain came through, moved through. We got a clear night right now. We may get some later, but let's get this game in.
Absolutely. So our rules committee person and birthday boy today, Eric Marr, just texted me in. That's Charles out there on third base. Umping for us today, so we appreciate Charles and Chris and George, everyone being out here today. Pop fly out by Moore to right field, tracking it, underneath it, drops it. So, Coach, that's a tough one out there for the Marlins. If you were coaching, what advice would you be giving that right fielder?
Well, I'd tell him to picture frame it with both hands.
There we
make sure
go.
He squeeze it.
There we go.
You know, at this age, the boys have been taught the fundamentals, but they're still 12 and 11-year-old little boys.
Exactly.
And they're going to have – there goes the runner. Throw by Dieter.
Oh,
back into center field.
Yeah, perfect throw there by Jack Dieter. Great position, one bouncer, and just a little behind Garrett Moore. Garrett Moore got a great jump there. That's right, Coach.
You got Grant Gerald's up to bat now, 0-1 count. See what Matthew Schmitz is going to do.
Grant Gerald's a gold sock this year at 12U. Excited about the summer and representing Murphey Candler around town. Gets the
inside move by Schmitz, no throw. Garrett gets back. See if I'll quick victory, Coach.
So
nope.
Dylan Parker, very deadly shortstop there, keeping Garrett honest. Garrett takes a good lead there. Ball's in the dirt.
Stopped by Dieter.
Dieter held onto it pretty good.
All right, 1-1 count to Grant Gerald's. Garrett Moore at second takes a lead. Nobody's on him. From the stretch, the pitch. Ball high, 2-1 count to Grant Gerald's. You know, Matthew Schmitz has a pretty good breaking ball.
He does.
If he can get it to locate consistently, he's going to be a really effective pitcher for years to come.
No, absolutely. Schmitz gets a little growth behind him, a little extra meat on those bones, and he's going to be deadly come high school season.
Ball 3.
So Gerald's sitting here at a full count. It's a hard.
I stand corrected.
We bite our tongues a lot here in the booth. There's blood dripping down our cheeks most of the time. We just we don't see the calls the same way the umpires do, but at the same time, we don't have the same vantage point they do, so we have to give them the benefit of the doubt. But
ladies and gentlemen, we are only human.
They are. All of us are only human. So in the dirt there, definitely a full count now. Gerald staying strong. Moore's going to advance on that wild pitch. So Gerald sitting here, full count. Coach, I personally green light him here. What do you think?
Well, it's yeah, 3-2, go hit it, Grant.
Exactly. Swing and a miss. But that was another one of those great breaking balls. I think it was a changeup there.
Changeup down and away.
And Gerald got fooled by it, which very easy. Now come to the plate, number 15, Dutch Weber, the man-child, got his own zip code.
He does have his own maybe 2.
Dutch, one of those 7th graders that has that perfect birth date for rec baseball. Allows him to be a grade older, but the same age as all the boys out here. So Schmitz effective so far this inning. 2 outs, runner on third, and
ball outside.
A little nervous to be throwing to Dutch here.
Yeah, I think with 2 outs and runner on third and first inning, no score. If I'm Matthew, I'm pitching around Dutch.
We had Dutch in here last week on one of the games talking to him, and he feels that a lot of the teams have been pitching around him, and frustrating for the big stick, the big home run hitter of the year.
Ball 2.
10 on the year here in regular season. And, Dutch really, he's a great mentor of the young men here around the park. And he wants to help his teammates and put the ball in play. And just frustrating they're not really giving anything to hit. And another one in the dirt.
Ball 3, low and outside.
So one of the things I talked to Dutch, and I coached him up on, if you're 3-0 right now, and
move up in the box.
And you want to hit.
Move up in the box.
If it's a ball, swing at it. Whether you pay contact or not, just get one more at bat. Maybe they'll hang that curveball right over the plate for you. So the pitch in the dirt, ball number 4. Did not take my advice there. He'd rather help his team and get a walk and get on base any way possible.
All right, first and third for Miller Gaines. Coming up, the wonderfully blonde, long-haired number 3 for the Cubs. I said last game, I was like, he's got the best hair in the park.
He really does. Included. Really does. He absolutely does. In and out of the helmet. I'm surprised they haven't nicknamed him Fabio this year because it's that beautiful flowing
locks.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So I think we're going to see Dutch going down to second base.
No
throw. Quick back to the pitcher by Dieter.
All right, 1-0 for Gaines.
Base hit scores 2 here. Dutch isn't going to fall for anything. He's way back in the base path there trying to mess with his buddy. And shortstop Dylan Parker outside, ball number 2. So a slow night here at the park so far. We've had some great turnouts, Coach, for playoffs this year. Everybody's been sticking around after the games or coming after they get knocked out. But Tuesday night's tough with the weather, and but looking around, we see the Angels are in the house. We got Coach Lorimer, Coach Shane Shoneth, Coach D's out there. They're the American League champion, looking to play the winner of this game Friday night for the World Series of Murphey Candler Majors for 2024.
All right, here we go. 2-1 pitch. Schmitz from the stretch to Gaines. High and out. 3-1. Let's see what Miller does. Hitters count here. Got to throw him a strike. Otherwise, you load the bases. Foul ball. Gaines. Got a full count.
So, Coach, we got to take this moment here and give a shout-out to Doug, our grounds keeper, and his crew. Field is looking beautiful for even all the weather that we had today.
Field looks great. Doug's done a great job all year with all the rain we've had. He's done a phenomenal job keeping this field in playable conditions. All right, ball 4, walks Miller Gaines. Bases are loaded. Up for Don Jackson.
So Don Jackson, twin brother of Marquise Jackson, we saw leading off the inning. Don is just a tremendous, solid addition to the Cubs this year. A great ball player. He's been working his tail off, you can tell, and has really come into his own this year. Ball gets past Dieter. Moore trusts Dieter's ability to get ball back and stays. But Don, a home run hitter this year for the Cubs, and just all around first baseman, catcher, great player here. So
Don has grown into his own this year. He
Absolutely.
Really has. He's found his place here at Murphey Candler. Solid player all around. Can catch, can play many other positions. There you go. Strike right down the middle by Matthew Schmitz. 1-1 count to Don Jackson. Got 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. No score.
Doesn't Jason Morris know we got stuff going on? He's trying to interrupt you during the broadcast by calling you and stuff.
I mean, should we just broadcast our call right now?
I mean, we could. We can bring it in. I got to bring my adapter, and we'll get call-in help here. Pop fly
to Cope.
And
Harris makes a catch.
Well, there we are. The Cubs leave 3 stranded. The Marlins get out of the inning unscathed. We're going to head to the bottom of the first. We're still scoreless here at Murphey Candler Park, Major Field. We'll be back. And ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at Murphey Candler Park. Matt Murphy alongside Joe Estrakis. Marlins are starting off with their leadoff hitter, Dylan Parker, number 7. Facing summer teammate Dutch Weber, the big arm, the man-child on the mound for the Cubs.
Oh, right back up the middle. Return to sender. Single for Dylan Parker.
Dylan's been needing that in that last game. Dylan was very frustrated with himself and I think got in his head a little bit, but that's a good sign for the Marlins right there. Dylan hitting right off the top. So now coming to the plate, one of the 11-year-olds in the park up here in majors this year, Jack Dieter, number 1.
Good old Jack Dieter, the solid backstop for the Marlins all season.
So one thing to focus on your screen here, folks, is Dutch Weber on the mound. He likes to mess with runners.
He is laughing.
And he likes to mess with runners on first place. He's a real he throws the ball back a lot. He's a good quick pitcher. You can see him make somebody dive a lot of times back at first and then quick pitches before they're even up off the ground, saving that advanced runner. So Parker advances to second. The windup in the pitch. Outside.
Throw from Dieter. Ooh, just under.
That was a great throw.
Good throw. Not Dieter. Is that Garrett Moore? Who's that back there? Dieter's at the plate.
Yep, it looks like Garrett Moore behind the plate.
Good throw by Garrett.
Unfortunately, our game changers aren't updating here. Not sure what's going on here.
Two on pitch from Weber. Just inside. Almost misses. Oh, got him at the plate. Pass ball. Good recovery by Moore into Weber. Got Dylan Parker at the plate.
So a lot of people here in the stands not sure that was the right call.
Looks like Scott and George are going to have a little conversation.
They are, and Coach Dieter's trying to get down a little bit, put in his 2 cents. Maybe he's helping Jack get there. Trying to ask Charles Gurick, the umpire out at third base, for some help, and trying to plead his case there. Fun fact about Charles, Murphey Candler board member for years.
He was a board member for many years. If I'm not mistaken, he might have been the president one year.
Probably, yeah. He also got some great ball players. His younger son is a junior at Marist right now, and
going to Wofford College in South Carolina for baseball.
Exactly. So good fun facts on our researcher. Appreciate the whole team that helps put these broadcasts together out there.
Absolutely. Shout out to the birthday boy.
Exactly. Coach Marr never lets us down.
You know, Wofford's got a phenomenal baseball program.
They really
do.
do.
For a small school, it is a phenomenal program.
So as we were talking there, I didn't see what happened with Dieter, but Dieter got on first base. So the Marlins' hopes are not quite dead yet. Mitchell Pauling, one of, I would say, if not the best player in the park, one of the best players in the park. Mitchell is outstanding. He is a solid catcher, a solid infielder, a lights-out pitcher. He's got a big stick at the plate. Just an all-around good. I mean, I feel like calling him a utility player would almost not quite give him justice. But, man, I would go into battle with that kid any day. So Dutch checking the runner. Mitchell Pauling.
Drive to the gap. Home run. And there's 2 for the Marlins straight away.
So Mitchell Pauling showing up, his teammate Dutch Weber there, taking him yard. You know, Coach, I know you gave up on the Yankees a lot of home runs this year. Me coaching the Expos, we gave up probably just as many, if not more. And we saw our pitchers get really down when they give up a home run, right? You know, and the biggest thing, I don't know about you, but what I told them was, look, you did your job. You threw a strike, and they hit it out. And at this age, that's all we can ask our pitchers.
That's all you can do. And I always preach to my kids, like, look, what is the most important play? And if you ask any of my players, they say the next one, Coach.
Absolutely.
You got to forget about it, move on, and to continue to do your job. Everybody's going to make mistakes. People in the big leagues make mistakes all day long. So forget what just happened and get back to doing your job.
So beautiful pitch there by Dutch Weber, kind of high and inside a little bit. Maybe he knows what Cope likes. And
Cope's looking for a meatball.
He is.
He's not going to get it.
But he chased that one up. And that was, like I said, a great pitch by Weber there.
If really I'm Dutch, I'm going change low and outside. What do you think, Coach?
So,
and there it is. Oh, pop up
first base, trying to get out of play, but Don Weber's got a beat on it.
There you go.
And Chris signals out. Hey, well, the Marlins did their job. Mitch Pauling takes Dutch Weber yard for a 2-run dinger. Marlins up after 1, 2-0 on the Cubs as we go to the second out now.
Max Ziti.
And Max Ziti at the plate. So Max Ziti, fun fact, all-star for the Marlins this year, voted on by his teammates.
Good for Max. He's deserved it. He played a great year.
Absolutely. Swing and a miss by Michael Jordan. I mean Max Ziti.
Swing and a miss, strike 2, 0-2 count, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch by Weber. Gets him, high fastball.
So prediction here, Coach Ostrakis, that home run made Dutch mad. And when Dutch gets mad, Dutch pitches well. And I'm telling you, we're going to see lights-out pitching the rest of the game by Weber. The Marlins better capitalize on what they did because Dutch isn't going to give him many more opportunities.
No, so if you look at Dutch, he came out from the field, he had his game face on, went and sat down in the bucket, then someone said something, and now he's smiling. So, so do we have Warrior Dutch or do we have happy-go-lucky wiffle ball Dutch? I think we're going to see Warrior Dutch here in the next inning.
I think we are, but I'll tell you what, either one is still deadly, and
still
you
scary.
never count them out. So, hey, as we head to the top of the second, Marlins on top of the Cubs, 2-0. We'll be back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Murphy, Joe Ostrakis, we're back here, top of the second inning.
Will McIntosh leading off for the Cubs. Strike one, he looking.
Schmidt's catching that outside corner. You know, one of the things that I talk to a lot of the players out here about when they get frustrated with the strike zones, Coach, is, you know, who controls the strike zone? And that's the umpire, right? You don't, as the batter, control the strike zone. All you can do is adjust to the strike zone, and that's the hardest concept to seem like for these 11 and 12-year-olds.
It really is. We saw a lot of looking strike threes for the Yankees this year, and, you know, they could be like, Coach, that wasn't a strike. I'm like, look, dude, with 1 and 2 count, you got to look 2 balls off the plate, foul it off. Umpire's going to want to go home.
No, absolutely. Dig in there. Big
Great
swing.
pitch. High inside fastball by Schmidt, strikes out McIntosh for out number 1.
But if I'm a coach, if I'm Coach Moore out there, I'm not hating that at bat. I mean, he went down swinging. He did exactly what we were talking to about adjusting. So coming to the plate now, Brock Coron, the mighty lefty on the mound that just shut the Marlins down on Saturday.
You know, Coach, I think that before this game is over, you're going to see Brock. Ooh. Bobbled by Cope, but recovered and was able to make it out at first base. Looks like he got hit in the knee. I think he's going to be all right. But saying about Brock, I wouldn't be surprised if you see him by the end of this game.
I think we'll see. I think we'll see him, and I think we'll see Gerald's. The big question is, how long are we going to see Weber? And, you know, there's some strategy here, as we always talk about. The next game is Friday, which is 2 days rest. So the max Weber could. Wow. Marlins did a great job there. The ball barely stayed fair. Long throw over by the third baseman. Nice stretch by Coron for out number 3 in the inning. So 1, 2, 3. 3 up, 3 down. Marlins against the Cubs. So, Coach, as we were saying, 2 days rest. If you throw 65 pitches, you can pitch again after 2 days rest. So that means they're going to have to hold Weber at 65. Now, the next number we got to look at, which is a little lower, is 40. Because if Weber wants to catch, who is one of their top catchers here for the Cubs, they can't throw him over 40.
More than 40.
So
we just had a catching change. Don Jackson is in for Garrett Moore. Give Garrett a little break, and the question is, are we going to see Dutch Weber behind the plate? I think if I'm the Cubs staff, we let Dutch go as deep as he can.
Absolutely.
Brock Coron did a phenomenal job the other night versus the Marlins, and he could very well be your Friday starter.
I would completely agree with that one as well. I wish our game changer would update here. Maybe I'll have to reboot my my iPad here, but you know, it's win or go home. Right, so you got to leave it all on the field. You got to ride your horse as long as you can. But if the Cubs next inning can get the bat on the ball and get some magic going here and they can get up a few runs, then that's going to put Coach Weber, Coach Coron, and Coach Moore to a very, very interesting decision they have to make.
Well, I think you leave Weber in until he gets just behind 65 unless he's out of control.
Correct.
And then you yank him, save him for the next day.
No,
right?
I agree. That would be the strategy I took. In fact, that was the strategy we took on the Expos.
Me too on the Yanks. How'd that work for us? We're sitting here talking.
We did.
The game.
We did. Those are facts. But sometimes you gotta give up that special athlete behind the plate and get some of your other players to step up.
Who is this at bat? Is that Charlie?
I'm not sure. Yes, it is. Charlie Rosenthal. Sticks.
All right.
Number 11.
1-2 count. Dutch Weber. Nobody out. Bottom of the second inning. Here comes the pitch. Strike 3.
Looking. So catches that bottom edge.
That was a great pitch by Dutch.
It really was. It really was.
That was well located.
So if you're watching from home, a lot of times these pitches drop into the zone at the last minute, and it's looking like they might not even, might look like it bounced before the plate or something like that, but probably didn't.
Ground ball up the middle. Base hit by Isaac Godino.
So good effort there by Marquise Jackson trying to get over there. Great line drive. Same location Dylan Parker hit his in the first inning. So 1 out. Isaac on first base.
Matthew Schmitz to the plate, takes strike 1. Matthew pitched the Schmitzer. Matthew Schmitz, the pitcher for the Marlins, has done a really good job today. Did a really good job last game. Here comes the pitch. Just outside, 1-1 count. Isaac takes second base. Pass ball. I'd call that a wild pitch.
Yeah. I called it a wild pitch. I don't want to give an error to Don.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
All right, 1-1 pitch, 1 out to Matthew Schmitz. Dutch from the stretch. Here we go. Ground ball to shortstop. Played first. Good. Ooh, ball gets away. Cross third.
So Isaac's
Isaac's coming down. Little short throw. And Isaac Godino is safe.
So that's always a tough one, Coach. We got burned by that many times this year, and we just had to teach our players a little bit more defensive and disciplined, I should say, baseball. That third base throw is always so tough here on majors. You got sun in your eyes, lights in your eyes. The ball can easily get away, and there's actually a gate over there that the ball can get under, and then that's an automatic base. If the Cubs would have ran him down and held him at third, because he's at least going to make it there, they would have saved a run there.
Well, that's what we teach. That's what we teach these boys, right? But in the heat of the moment, again, they're 11 and 12 years old. They're going to do what they think they need to do is throw the ball. And we always need to preach: take care of the baseball. Don't make silly throws.
Right.
And control what you can control, right? And
correct.
As these boys mature and they get a little bit older and they start playing a little bit different level of baseball, they'll start to get that,
Yes,
what it is.
Yes. So 2's across the scoreboard for Weber here, trying to get that last out.
You go Nate Green, flares it out to the first baseman, Gaines. There you go, out number 3.
So the Cubbies give up one more. Marlins still on top, 3-0. We're going to head to the bottom of the second, Coach. We'll be back. National League Championship, Major Field, Murphey Candler Park.
Pitch 1 for Matthew Schmitz. Ball in the dirt. Ball 1 to Matty Lewis.
Matt Murphy alongside Joe Estrakis. Joe, we were just talking during the break, just how great it is to see so many of these kids that are lifers here at the park and put in so much time here. And as much as every one of our teams that we've coached, we would want them to be here in the championship game and stuff like that. We're just so happy for these kids out here to be in it.
We are very happy for them. Maddie's been a great cheerleader, a great teammate, great player, and just all-around positive attitude at the park. And I'm glad to see him get ball 4, so he goes to first base. Good job, Matty Lewis.
So Matty Lewis staying strong there at the plate against Schmitz. And
Raymond Knight up to the plate for the Cubs. Let's see what happens here. Do you send Matty?
No, I don't think you do. Not on the first pitch, at least. I think you got to get Matty in there. You got to get Matty in there, get him comfortable, get his legs, going, get him bouncing around, and getting that good secondary. And
all right, ball 2 on the outside by Matthew Schmitz to Raymond Knight.
Hopefully wait for a pass ball and get him in a good position to set him up to be successful. So in the dirt there, ball number 3. So 3-0 count. I would successfully and unequivocally tell you if it was a Marlin at the plate, they'd be allowed to swing. I'm not sure here with the Cubs if they're going to let him swing. And George has the ball catch the outside corner for strike number 1.
All right, 3-1 hitters count to Raymond Knight. Nobody out, man on first. See what happens here. Here's the pitch from Matthew Schmitz from the stretch. And Raymond Knight fakes the bunt. Strike 2. Full count to Raymond Knight, number 8.
I am surprised you didn't see Lewis running on that one. The bunt's going to bring the infield in and allow him to get that jump that you're looking for. And that one was way too far outside for a strike.
All right, so you got 2 men on for Marquise Jackson, the leadoff hitter. So nobody out, man on first, man on second, guy in scoring position. And here comes Coach Pauling to talk to his pitcher, Matthew Schmitz.
So you got to be careful here with Coach Pauling because if Coach isn't getting his strikeouts or his outs at the plate, he is a master at manufacturing outs on the base path. So possibly look for a play to be on here, much like we saw the Angels game end on Saturday for the American League Championship.
Yeah, I mean, that was a phenomenal – when Mike Parker goes out to the mound and talks to the pitcher for 6 minutes and 43 seconds, you know what's going to happen.
I mean, the fact he didn't have a pencil and a pad of paper to diagram it out was a little shocking.
Well, I saw him drawing in the dirt with his foot a little bit. So here we go.
Well, he usually has a pack of crayons in his back pocket for just when he gets bored, so it's So Schmitz gets the sign from Pauling in the dugout. Next pitch outside for ball number 1. Got to give some shout-outs here. Warner Sanborn in the house.
Parker Murphy in the house.
Will Lorimer. Hudson Sturgis. Bunch of kids. Pop
ball
fly.
Hit, pop fly.
Mitchell Pauling.
It falls in. Now
they're gonna get the force.
They're gonna get the force out. But when the ball is hit to the Bermuda Triangle, Coach, and you're standing on second, there's really nothing that you can do.
There is nothing you can do.
As a base runner, there's nothing you can do.
And furthermore, when you got someone like Mitchell Pauling out there in the outfield, the kid that's just fast and can get out there, track a ball, has a lot of baseball smarts and intelligence. As you saw that, he planted, and that was a laser to third base. Had him dead to rights with no doubt in anyone's mind, getting that lead runner. Now to the plate, Garrett Moore.
Ball 1 outside. Speaking of Mike Parker, there he is. He's drawing up and designing the next pickoff play.
So Mike Parker in the house.
Ball in the dirt by Matthew Schmitz. Call that a wild pitch. Runners advance. You got 2-0 to Garrett Moore with 1 out. Now you've got 2 runners in scoring position. Man on second, man on third. Let's see what Garrett Moore can do with this pitch here. See if Matthew gives him something to hit.
So the entire Angels coaching staff and Greg Azeski's here, the Marlins head coach from last year, coming back to support his old team here in the if game.
That was a good pitch by Schmitz on the outside corner for a strike. 2-1 count, 1 out. Schmitz from the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Ball in the dirt, ball 3, 3-1. Hitters count here. Let's see if Moore can drive the ball to the outfield and score 2 runs.
So Marquise Jackson, one of the fastest, if not the fastest, 12-year-old in the league this year. Garrett takes
ball
one
in the
deep.
air.
It's going to get out of play.
Out of play, foul ball.
Fan for a souvenir for the fans out there.
That's a long strike. 3-2 to Garrett Moore.
Hey, and the another big VIP in the house here, John McEwen, core for the Expos. Folks, if you ever need uniforms designed, this guy can do it for you. The fact that he's in finance and not in fashion in New York City just blows my mind.
Fun fact, he will be our next treasurer.
Oh, that's right. On the EC next year as the treasurer, taking over for Coach Jeff Simmons, who has dedicated years and years to the park and given a lot of time. We can't thank everybody that's on the board and done all the people on the board ahead of us and all the people that will come behind us that have done such a great job to keep Murphey Candler the beautiful and wonderful experience for all these.
3-2 pitch from Schmitz to Moore. Swing and a miss. 2 outs, runners in scoring position for Grant Gerald's number 0.
So Grant Gerald's, a couple fun facts about Grant Gerald's. He's a 6th grader at IHM.
I'm not going to repeat my last fun fact.
Almost quit baseball.
Almost quit baseball, believe it or not.
Decided to stick with it, work hard, and made the Gold Sox this year. So tremendous accomplishment by Grant, and very proud of how he's worked. Not only
there you go, Grant Gerald single. No, Dylan Parker drops the ball. That scores 2. 2 RBI to Grant Gerald. You know what, Coach? I'm not calling that an error. That was an extraordinary play by Dylan Parker to try it up and get the ball, but he just couldn't get it.
No, absolutely. I completely agree. You know, Dylan Parker, one of the most athletic boys out here. And
if not the most athletic boy out here.
Absolutely. He's a tremendous quarterback, awesome basketball player, amazing baseball player. And the fact that he tracked it and even got a glove on it was a tremendous attempt. So
up to the plate now, the pitcher, big boy number 15, Dutch Weber. See what Dutch can do. He is licking his chops right now. He's ready to take one out. Runner goes, ball outside, ball in the dirt. Dieter can't handle it. Grant Giles advances to second. 1-0 with 2 outs. The score is now 3-2 in the top of the 3rd inning.
So one of the big things you can see there on that last play, Gerald's timed it perfectly and got a great jump.
He got a phenomenal jump.
And because Schmitz threw in the dirt, it's not considered a stolen base. The unforgiving game of baseball.
Ball high, 2-0.
Advances on a pass ball would be the technical scoring, I think, there in the scorebook. But nevertheless, Dutch sitting where he has been used to for the last few weeks with nothing but balls on the scoreboard, trying to find something to stroke, and outside ball number 3.
Three and 0. Does Dutch have the green light?
Oh,
yes.
That was good. That was good. I can see you must have gotten a new joke book. Of course he has the green light.
Speaking of man children, here joins us John Subitsky, number 13 for the Blue Sox last summer.
So John Subitsky, big home run hitter this year as well. He also joined the Grand Slam Club this year. Got himself a Grand Slam, and I don't know, might get his shirt sometime today if somebody wanders out to a truck and gets it for him.
Would that be Parker?
I think that might be him. And Dutch
with
a
single
rope.
Right through the gap into right center. Run scores. Gerald scores. Weber's going to advance on an errant throw by the second baseman. All right, just like that, we got the ball game tied. 2 outs. The hop to third. up for Miller Gaines. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a ball game.
We do have a ball game on our hands.
You know, these kids are going to leave nothing in the tank. They're going to leave it all out on the field. You know what? At a decision game and a loser goes.
The way it should be, right?
Is the way it should be. Pitch from Schmitz, spin.
Keeping Dutch Weber honest back there. But this is all with 2 outs. So Miller Gaines
pops up.
And
nobody can get it.
Cope running, jumped on his pony and tried to get there. Gave it the old good college try, but fell off a little short. But great effort there by Cope.
Looks like the pony came up lame. No bueno.
No bueno.
All right, 0-1 count to Gaines. Schmitz is looking for the sign. Indicates it's what he wants. Here comes the pitch from the stretch. Well hit ball to center field, right to Mitchell Pauling. And that is it for the top of the 3rd inning. Score now 3-3. We're going to take a minute.
Cubs are making a game of it. So we'll be back. Murphey Candler Park, Major Field, National League Championship, game number 2, final game. Marlins bring Dylan Parker to the plate, top of their order. Dutch Weber on the mound, finds the bottom corner of the strike zone for strike number 1. Matt Murphy here alongside Joe Estrakis. Joe looking down in the Cubs dugout, seeing head coach James Weber. Always has the best T-shirts, man.
Living the dream, baby.
Living the dream.
So did he get that from a Drake White concert, or did he get that from somewhere else?
You know what? I'm just going to leave it up to everyone's imagination. Pop fly, foul ball there for Parker, strike number 2. So James Weber, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet in your life. Big old teddy bear. Still not sure how he convinced Kelly Weber to marry him, but, you know, we all have our ways, huh?
All right. Ball won by Dutch. Was not giving Dylan anything to hit, hoping to chase a ball down in the dirt.
So if I was Dutch, this one would come right across the shoulders.
Chris Calhoun punches out Dylan Parker. Yes, he went. Tried to check his swing, but went a little bit too far.
Looking good there, John Sabitsky.
Nice shirt, John.
Got your Grand Slam club. You know, Coach,
you've got the biggest smile in the entire park.
Well, it matches his long legs. I think, you know, what, John, what are you, 5 what?
10.
5'9"? I think at least 5 foot of that's in his legs.
I would tend to agree.
Yeah.
He's going to look really funny in knickers at Cooperstown.
So first pitch from Weber, ball number 1 in the dirt. Ball number 2.
In the dirt to Jack Dieter.
So Jack Dieter, these little guys, I'll tell you, Coach, you know, I don't remember the 11-year-olds last year, our kids being that small, but these kids this year just look teeny tiny. But I will tell you, they are mighty and powerful, and they're scrappers. They
are completely scrappy. You know, I had a couple 11-year-olds on my team this year, and you had Bennett Bowden, who was tall and strong, and you had Wyatt Glisson, who was a little bit tiny. But I tell you what, for what he lacked in stature, he made up for in heart. He did a really good job this year for us. Was an awesome pitcher all season, and just played lights out infield for us.
No, absolutely. I mean, looking at the 11U Gold Sox roster, which has a lot of these 11Us that played in majors, I think if you made them all stand on each other's shoulders,
they'd be half as tall as Dutch.
Absolutely. Exactly.
Or John.
That's exactly what I was going to say. They might not even get to Dutch's height, you know? So it's
sure as hell wouldn't get to his weight. Sorry, heck. Can't say that.
No, close enough.
Who cares? Nobody's listening anyway.
So, trying to keep our technology up here, folks. Sorry if we're fading in and out on you. But
you got a Weber-Pauling matchup. Here we go. Pitch. Rope down the third base line.
So close.
So close.
Mitchell came to play today. I'll tell you that.
He really did.
Those are probably two hardest hit balls, his home run in the last inning and that one right there, that we've seen all game.
If someone was in the way, their head would have gotten taken off.
Absolutely.
But here we go. 0-1 pitch by Weber from the wind to Mitch Pauling. Runner goes. Strike two. Throws a little bit late. So Dieter is safe on third.
So I don't think that's a pitch Mitch would normally swing on. I think the hit and run was on the table there.
Hit ball to the shortstop in the hole. That's going to score a run, no throw.
So that one, Marquis had the backhand. It got him off balance.
Single by Mitch Pauling.
But
good hit ball.
Smart
well placed.
But a smart play by Marquis there to hold on to it and not make a bad throw, which then could advance the runners even more.
So that's a sign of maturity to realize that the runner is 3/4 of the way down to the bag, and don't make that throw. Take care of the baseball, which we talked about earlier.
100%.
Now Harris Cope up to the plate. Runner on first, Mitch Pauling. Weber steps off, sends him back. He's going to quick pitch him here. Looks back. So close. Almost had him by an hair.
So as we said, watch the mound here when Dutch has got someone on first base, because the quick pitches, the throwbacks, he will continue to do it.
And there goes the runner. Cope fouls it off.
He knows that Mitch was going. As soon as Cope did it, he saw that meatball come across the plate, and he put his hand up on his face, looked right at Coach Pauling, and goes, "My bad." I think the take sign was on for that one. Make sure that he advanced Mitch over to second.
Now it's 0-1. Harris Cope.
But we did do some research since the last time we broadcasted for the Marlins, and we did find out Cope is a Taylor Swift fan. He's a Swiftie, so that's why 13 there on the back of his jersey. Another
fly ball to center field.
Mitch putting the brakes on, getting back.
Great play by Marquis as he makes a catch, falling down in short center field. Phenomenal catch by Marquis. Now you got 2 outs. You take the hands out of the bat of a very strong hitter.
Yep, no, absolutely. The Cubs doing what needs to be done. Dutch is pitching very well, as we said. It's he's fallen in that perfect zone there between pitching to contact and trying to strike people out, and doing a phenomenal job here.
Runner takes off, high and inside pitch, no throw by Garrett.
That was a nice snag by Garrett.
It really was.
Getting out there to.
So now we have runner in scoring position. Let's see what we can do here.
So Max Ziti, I believe, there. Trying to channel the GOAT. Michael Jordan wearing 23. Michael Jordan played himself a little baseball back in the day.
Yes, he did. Played a little minor league ball for the White Sox.
He did. That man could do everything. I've seen him play golf.
I've seen him bet.
He wins. he wins. Has won several fishing tournaments. He's got a beautiful beautiful big 50-foot sport fisherman, the catch 23. And Max Ziti watches strike number 3. So the Marlins put one more on the board. See if the Cubs can answer back here. We're heading to 4.
Scores 3-4. Home team, the Marlins.
We'll be back. So we're back, top of the 4th inning. Marlins still on top of the Cubs by 1, 4-3. Matt Murphy alongside Joe Ostrakis. First pitch to Don Jackson, catches the
great pitch by Matthew Schmitz.
It really was. Caught the outside edge for strike number 1. So the Cubbies need to get something going here, get that 1 run back. Paulin sticking with his horse, Schmitz here, who's done a great job pitching against the Cubs so far. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there in Cyberland watching us on YouTube, listening to us, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Big swing there by Don. Feel free to drop questions or comments in the chat. If you don't see the chat box, you might have to open and close your browser. Technically, there are 16 of you. One of them is me. So, yeah, let us know you're out there. So the windup and the pitch in the dirt, ball number 2. So Coach Moore always looks so serious over there on third base as he looks down, trying to lead his team. Inside pitch there. Don shrinks back a little bit for a full count. And then on the other side on first base, you got James Weber, the mayor, wherever he is, the life of the party over there, talking umpire Chris's ear off.
Just living the dream, brother.
Living the dream. Inside, ball number 4.
You know, those are 2 really well-placed balls by Matthew Schmitz. I tell you, I'm not angry at that at all.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
I mean, in a normal situation, I think most players would chase those. They would have seen them coming in and thought they were more centered and chased them. And so, yeah, no, I'm not hating that at all.
Well, now up to the plate, Will Smashintosh for the Cubbies, facing Matthew Schmitz with a runner on first and no outs. There goes Jackson. Throw down by Dieter. A little short, and Jackson is safe. Great backup by the second baseman.
No, absolutely. You've seen that. You know, that's one of the plays I think every one of us coaches have just hammered into all the players, and you're seeing everyone execute that backup as best as they can. Foul ball.
Foul ball.
So what you see here a lot, Joe, as you know, is the turf monster here at Murphey Candler is a real thing, and these hard-hit ground balls will take some tremendous hops and jumps, and you never know what they're going to do coming off the grass into the dirt. And so those one-hoppers at times are just hard for those players and shortstop, second baseman to handle, so the backup is awesome.
Well, it is, and then, you know, it goes back to fundamental baseball, right? So you either eat the ball or the ball eats you.
Exactly.
Right? You've got to take care of the ball. Don't let it get that second or third bounce and smother it and come through the ball and come into the ball. That's not only on the ball thrown down to second base, but that's the ball hit to second base, shortstop, first base, third base. You got to come in and you have the proper fundamentals. Don't be scared of the ball. Eat it up before it eats you.
No, 100%. So it looks like we got a few people chiming in here on the chat. McIntosh looked at strike number 3 for a K. Big shout out to the Duman family. Grant Duma, a 12-year-old aging out here at Murphey Candler. I'm lucky enough to have him on my all-star team, Coach Joe.
Grant Duman's a great little player.
Absolutely.
Huge heart, good pitcher. Doesn't throw a straight ball. Everything that comes out of his hand moves. Tell you what.
Blair Cole.
Ooh, ball
Thanks
in the
for
dirt.
checking in with us.
Jackson's advanced to third, 2-1 count, 1 out. Brock Corin up to the plate.
So Brock Corin.
Cubs are down 3-4 in the top of the 4th inning here. Let's see what Brock can do. You got a runner in scoring position. You know, a fly ball scores a run here. Right up the middle. Base hit by Brock Corin right to the center fielder.
So key there, just tied up the game. But if you notice the execution of that play, everything's been going up the middle, and you got, like I said, you put a key player like Mitchell Pauling right in there. He might as well have fielded that like a shortstop. And if he had a choice to be able to go home or go to first, he might have been able to do that. And that's the kind of the nature and the strategy of understanding this small field.
It is. You know, I tell you what. We played a game a couple weeks ago. Joseph hit a solid ball right up the middle. Evan Hogue fielded it, threw my son out at first.
We've seen it. We've seen it time and time again. Whether it's
crazy.
Whether it's out here on these smaller fields or some of the tournaments in the summer you play on some of these smaller softball fields and stuff. It's an unfortunate thing, you know.
Now, any other field, if you tell your center fielder, like, you field the ball and throw it to first, people are going to look at you like you're crazy.
Well, the Angels almost got a few of those outs on Saturday, same sort of way.
All right, Benny Edelson up now, 0-0, 1 out. Runner on first. Takes ball 1. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you didn't cut me off at all. No, it's we've seen it time and time again. Some of the top players, even though they're super fast, it's just the way the ball falls and.
Ooh, long fly ball to left field. Oh, gets over the left fielder's head. Got Brock Corin going to second. That is a long, long single, ladies and gentlemen. Well hit ball by Benny Edelson. And up to the plate is Matty Lewis. All right. Cubs got something going here right now with Matty Lewis up to the plate. Got 1 out, runners on first and second.
They absolutely do. 1 out, tied up ball game in the 4th inning. And I'll say Matty Lewis is due. You know, this young man's been working hard, and he's got a big old piece of big league chew in there, taking the right mental approach to this game and this at bat. And I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a good hard hit ball out of Lewis.
We got ball in the dirt, 2-0 to Matty.
That is if they give him something to hit, you know, which is sign of respect if they don't sometimes, you know.
All right, Schmidt steps off the rubber, checks the runners, back on from the stretch. Here comes the pitch.
Oh, late call there by George the umpire, but must have caught that lower outside corner for strike number 1.
I'm speechless, Matt.
Another one just missing. So 3-1 count. I think Matty Lewis going to give Schmitz the stink eye. Looking for the pitch, and it misses for ball number 4.
Here we go. You got bases loaded now for Raymond Knight, number 8.
And Schmitz kind of looking like he's taking himself out of the game there. Coming off the mound, going straight to the dugout, and Coach Pauling's going to come out, tell him he did a good job, which he really did. Schmitz pitched very, very well today.
He was very effective.
I mean, the fact that he went 4 innings, only gave up 4 runs, and it's a tie ball game right now, that boy needs to walk off that mound keeping his head up high.
Absolutely. Cheers for Matthew Schmitz.
Absolutely. So we're going to have the Marucci call to the bullpen. Marucci, a new sponsor of Murphey Candler this year, and appreciate all that they do, helping us out with our tournament team, the Sox uniforms this year, all going to be Brandon Marucci, and appreciate all their support. If you need some new Marucci gear, Murphey Candler's got a special discount. Joe, how do they use that discount?
So everybody in the park should have received a login to register themselves to get an account, and there was a code that went out. So once you do that, you're eligible for 22.5% off everything that Marucci offers. And it's not just Marucci. It's Marucci, Victus, and Lizard Skins.
Wow.
Now all brought under the same umbrella.
That's amazing.
And so all the grips that people see on the bats, on their wonderful Cat X's, that's all 22.5% off now, families. All apparel, all helmets, catcher's gear, custom gloves, custom bats, custom fungos, anything that you want that Marucci offers, you can get it 22.5% off by getting to our team locker room.
Well, and I know that I missed the last board meeting, Coach, but I think we voted successfully to give Santa Claus that same discount, and offer the Murphey Candler discount to Marucci on the Santa Claus too. So
we absolutely did.
Okay, so good stuff. So let's hopefully Santa Claus will be delivering a lot of Marucci gear to the boys here at Murphey Candler Park moving forward. But
our boys are going to look sharp this summer.
Yes, they are. So I got to give a shout-out to my favorite first baseman, always willing to talk my ear off when I'm coaching first base, Mr. Colton Dunnigan. Thanks for tuning in and watching us out there. Rays had a tough loss, but they battled back just like the Cubs have this week, and really want to commend the Rays on well-played games and hard performance and stuff like that. So
that was a phenomenal season by the Rays. Hard-fought effort. Unfortunately, didn't go their way. But, they went out swinging.
They did.
I'll tell you what, they went out swinging.
Absolutely.
And kudos to Coach Woodward, Coach Dunnigan, and all the other coaches. Hell of a season, guys.
100%. And our researcher never fails us here. Bombats also on the Marucci site. So if you're a big fan of the Bombats, it's also a Marucci brand.
Go
out there,
get
you
one.
can get 22.5% off. That half is key, though. It really is. So make sure you're getting every percentage point you can. So one out here, Max Ziti on the mound, showing bunt, pulling back. And Brock Coron getting very aggressive down there on third base. I think he was going to give Coach Moore a heart attack.
Here you go. You got the corners in. You got the middle infield, the double play depth. One out. 0-1 count to Raymond Knight here. Let's see what Raymond does. Let's see what Max Ziti does. All right. That is ball one. High and outside to Raymond Knight, number 8. Let's see what the Cubs can do here. See if they can come out and jump on a lead. First one of the game.
So here's the deal, Coach. If the Cubs can put the bat on the ball and get it in play, or if they do get just a single out, the Cubs still are alive. Bring in the top of the order.
Yeah, Marquise Jackson, next batter, on deck. So Raymond needs to get out, put the bat on the ball, and try to find a hole here. Just hit the ball.
So the windup in the pitch. High
and outside. 2-2 to Raymond Knight with one out. Scores 4-4 in the top of the fourth inning here. And Cubs have got something going, Coach.
They really do. Like I said, we had a tough loss against the Cubs. They never gave up. We never gave up. We battled back to the last inning, just ran out of time and couldn't continue the magic. And that's the one thing you can never count the Cubs out.
Apparently, Raymond Knight was called up on a strike, low and outside looking. But George has been consistent. He's been calling all night.
Very consistent, and that's the only thing we can ask from umpires at any game is just consistency. And it might take a batter a trip to the plate or two for these hitters to adjust, but consistency is key.
So 0-1 count to Marquise Jackson, leadoff hitter, 2 outs, 0-1 count, bases loaded. Infield at regular depth. Let's see. Ball thrown behind Marquise. No runner. Coron gets a good secondary lead, but no run. Coach, I have something. I never want to make the third out at the plate.
Never, ever, ever, ever. It's one of the hardest things
to teach 12-year-old.
They teach the 12-year-old, right? We had in the Expos game, one of our last out of the game was a gentleman who's been working really hard this season, and it was one of those coaches' dreams, kids, right? It's where you see him every practice, every game, working hard, getting better, and not working on his body language, working on his discipline, working on his fielding, working on his hitting, and had gotten a lot of success in his last at-bat, our third out in the game, was a pop fly in the infield, and had to grab him real quick and say, you did your job. You put the bat on the ball and gave them the opportunity to make an error, and that's all I can ask for you.
Yep. 2-2 count here to Jackson. Foul ball. Lives to see another pitch.
So one of the keys here for Jackson is to not want it too bad, to where he gets in his head and stops focusing on his fundamentals of his swing.
Slow roller, third base, no field. Got under Schmitz's glove. Parker backing up, couldn't make the play. There's a run scored.
So exactly what I was just talking about, right? You put the bat on the ball, you put the ball in play and force them to make the error. That's all you can do. That's all we ask of anybody at the plate. And so that was a perfect example of it. Marquise maybe not swing, the best swing out there, maybe at that time, maybe not the best ball to swing at, but he did his job. He put it in play, and he forced the error, and that's a tremendous at-bat.
Well, with that last pitch to Marquise, that was going to be called a strike, and he didn't like it. And I think he was trying to foul that off, but it was more of a swinging bunt. But, again, he did his job.
Absolutely.
He put the bat on the ball and put the ball in play, forcing the other team to make the play.
As I say, I'd rather be lucky than good any day. So Ziti looking down, swing and a miss. Number 2 there for Garrett Moore.
Great pitch by Ziti.
It's beautiful.
Got Garrett out on his front foot. Now is the age where the kids need to make an adjustment.
Right.
Keep your weight back. You got quick hands. Trust your swing. Trust your fundamentals. Now here, Moore's in a very precarious position here with bases loaded. There he goes, strike 3.
Absolutely.
Strike out swinging.
Hey, I'd rather strike out swinging than looking. So
absolutely.
Hey, the Cubs on top of the board here as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Cubs up 5-4 on the Marlins.
Right back.
Elimination game. We'll be back. So our Uber Eats delivery drivers showed up. So we're 1 pitch late coming back. Dutch Weber finding the strike zone for first pitch just outside. So it should be 1-1 here on Sticks. So as we see here, Weber, the quick pitcher, he doesn't care if the batter's set or not. If both feet are in the batter's box, he can throw. So they'll wind up in the pitch, 3-1, fouled away, full count.
All right, full count. Bottom of the fourth.
So if you're just tuning in, Cubs up. Last inning, got one more across the plate.
Ooh. You know, that ball was high and inside, but what do we tell the kids when they're backing away?
Get the bat down.
Drop the bat.
Drop the bat.
That would have been ball 4, but that is that's a bunt to the fence.
That's as we keep saying, it's a hard lessons to learn for these 12-year-olds, trying to remember how to do basic algebra and get the bat down in the box. Tough things to do here, but it's what happens. I would kind of focus a little bit more on getting my head out of the way than getting the bat down. So
and there's ball 4 to Charlie Rosenthal.
Absolutely. So the Marlins doing what they needed to do, get runners on the bases, no outs, trying to get one back, tie this ball game up. Leading scorer at the plate, I believe this is Isaac Gudino. He's a classmate of my son's over at IHM. I've coached him in basketball, great young man. Another one that's been working tremendously on baseball and done a great job on just improving year after year.
Yep, boat. All right, 1-1 count to Isaac Guadino. Pitch from Weber. Swing and miss. Great pitch by Dutch. That looked like it had some movement on it, even though it was a fastball. Was that a two-seamer?
I think so. I mean, Dutch, you never know. Every time I see Dutch, he always tells me he has a new pitch and tries to claim he can do a knuckleball and this and that and you name it. But I'm starting to believe some of these might be true, Coach.
Yeah.
So number 10, Isaac, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trying to figure out what's going on here. You got
Brock Corn coming in.
I think Brock thought he was going straight to the mound, and I think there was just some personnel change. As we said, Weber must be looking.
Oh, there heads Corn to the pen.
Yep, close to the pitch count. Swing and a miss by Isaac for out number 1, I believe. Yeah, number 1 of the inning. Big shout out to the myth, the man, the legend, Joseph Astrakis.
Formerly known as X.
In the house tonight, cheering everything on. Must have already gotten all his homework.
Ball up the middle.
Homework done.
Backhanded. Great.
Oh. Backhanded by Geralds. Did very good. Got him.
That was Will Mack on second base.
I believe so. Yeah, that was a tough.
That was a great play, backhand in the hole.
It was. And just flew it over the first baseman. One of the hardest things as you're a runner is if you think that you're out, you're going to be thrown out, is giving up on it like that and getting caught in the middle. One of the biggest things is just go for it, slide, and make them make a play.
Make them make a play.
Yeah.
It's 100%.
So I think this is Nathaniel Green, Nate Green, number 4, whatever he's going by today. Swing and a miss, strike number 1. I can't tell. Is that on his
what kind of socks he's wearing tonight?
No, I was going to say on his on a C flap there. Is that leopard print or is that like digital camo? Is that a new product, lizard skin, Marucci's carrying these days?
It could be. Could very well be. That I'm not sure, but Nate played for me for a couple seasons, and he always had the most flamboyant socks. He showed up to batting practice with buffalo wing socks.
Nice.
They were rocking.
The boys got swag, and that was a beautiful pitch right down the middle. Strike number 3. Cubs hold the Marlins. Little base running snafu. Cubs up 5-4. We'll be back.
we're back here. Top of the fifth inning, Cubs on top, 5-4. Matt Murphy alongside of me, Joe Estrakis bringing you all the action here. Grant Gerald's heading to the plate. First pitch, catch the bottom outside corner for strike number one. So, Coach, one of the things that I've been most impressed of this year, especially here in the playoffs, is how competitive all of these games have been. There has not really been more than, I think, one blowout, and that wasn't even an elimination game. And so, it was an elimination game. My bad. But it just shows the tremendous talent that we have here at Murphey Candler, top to bottom, for all these teams to be able to keep it close and battle.
Yeah, this has been a phenomenal playoff where teams have been close and they've continually battled and battled and battled. And that's a testament to the will of the kids, not wanting to go out.
100%.
You know, some of the things that we teach here, one of the things that we teach here is resiliency. What do you do when you're down, right? Do you get back up, or do you lay down and let people walk all over you? And for the most part, in this playoff here, kids have fought and fought because they know how important it is. For most of these kids, this is their last game of Murphy Candler.
Right.
And some of these kids will never play baseball again.
Correct.
And it's a testament to their fortitude and what we teach as coaches and what parents teach at home, how to go out and get after it.
I can't agree with you more there, Coach. I mean, one of the things that on the Expos, Coach McEwen always taught our kids was, you know, a 4-run game is like a 1-run game in the major leagues here. You know, you can all of a sudden blink your eye and score 4 runs here in rec baseball. So, you know, being down by 4 runs might seem like it's insurmountable, but if you keep your head in, you battle, you can easily do that. And you know, the Expos showed that on the A's this year. We were down 6-8 runs, something like that, and we got 1 or 2 back. We loaded the bases, and number 3 Murphy put the big stick on it.
Ball by Dutch Weber, shot down the line. No, he's not going for 2. That is a very hard hit single. Any other ballpark that would have been a double.
Absolutely.
But here at Murphy Candler, our special field, that is a hard single.
You know, I can't confirm or deny that Google Maps might not agree with the signs out there on the fence about distance from the plate, but it is a small field.
You know, we should probably get out there and shoot it with a laser starting next season.
You know, we might have to talk to next year's president, see if that's something he wants to take on.
Yeah, you just need to talk to his assistant and, you know, see if you can get it on the calendar.
We'll have his people talk to our people, and you know they'll get together and figure it out.
Yeah, what a jerk! All right, up to the plate now. Miller Gaines, runner on first. Dutch Weber, 1 out. 0-0 count. Here comes the pitch. Dutch is taking a big lead. There he goes. There goes the runner. No throw by Jack Dieter. Dutch had a great jump on that. Read the pitcher perfectly.
Dieter with a good scoop there. I think it bounced on his glove and had a hard time getting it out. Great job by Dieter by focusing on catching the ball first before throwing it. Great move there.
So here we go. 0-1 pitch.
So, Coach, the older I get, the more I got to put these cheaters on my face. Pass.
That's a wild pitch. That's not a pass ball. That was over Miller's head. Dieter did the best he could to go up and grab it. Ball hit the fence. Dutch advanced to third. So let's see what we got. 1-1 count with 1 out.
Coach, I'll have to agree with Blair Cole here, as we keep saying the size of this field, and you know that was a long hit single. Next year, a lot of these 12Us are going to be playing up at DSB at Dunley Senior Baseball, and a hit like that, Dutch would have been running for days. That would have been potentially a double, if not a triple, just depending on if it found the corner and where it went back.
Absolutely. A foul ball by Miller Gaines here. He got a 1-2 count now with 1 out. Runner in scoring position. Dutch Weber's on third base.
So Dutch, not the fastest. You know, it takes a lot of muscle to move that body mass around, that height on Dutch Weber.
But once the freight train gets moving, it's hard to stop.
It is. So,
Don't look at him to necessarily kind of steal on you here, but if he gets that good secondary thinking it's going to get a pass ball and it dies in the back, you'll see him come across this plate. So if you're just joining us, Matt Murphy along Joe Ostrakis, Cubs up on top 5-4. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Hey, give us a shout in the chat. Let us know you're watching. Feel free to ask us questions. Big bat
Ball
out
hit
to
in the
right
outfield.
field.
Dutch Weber's tagging. Throw to the plate.
Cut off.
Not in time.
It's a nice sac fly there by Miller Gaines.
Good job, Miller. Way to do your job. Give yourself up for the team. 6-4 now. Cubs on top. Top of the 5th inning with 2 outs. Up to the plate comes Don Jackson, number 13.
Big shout out to David McEwen out here today, cheering on his teammates and his friends. One of the 11-year-olds that played in majors this year was a driving force for the Expos. Never let anything drop out in the outfield. Like a golden retriever, catching everything. So Don Jackson popping it up. Cam Dieter making out number 3.
That'd be Jack Dieter, Cam's son.
Jack Dieter, Cam's son. Well, you know, they're about the same height, you know, and they kind of look a lot like each other sometimes. So
like father, like son.
Exactly. So, all right, we're going to head to the bottom of the 5th inning. 6-4, Cubs leading. We'll be back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the bottom of the 5th inning. New pitcher, number 10, Brock Coron, lefty on the mound, versus number leadoff hitter.
Number 7, Dylan Parker. Puts one in the gap for a single base hit. You know, Coach, one of the things that I love about Murphey Candler Park, I'll tell you, is the history and the amount of families and players that now have kids playing here and the adults that played here before, and the amount of history that people bring back. And big shout out to Blair Cole there on the chat, letting us know that
bunt by Jack Dieter
advances Parker to second. But
Pulled.
let us know some fun facts about Murphy Candler and the Dunwoody Senior Baseball fields. So I appreciate you sharing your wisdom and stuff. So taking strike 1.
There goes Dylan. No throw by Jack. All right. New pitcher, Brock Coron, comes in. Cubs are up by 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Brock, you can know that he is wound up and ready to go, but he just needs to take a step back, take a deep breath, relax, collect himself, and be the pitcher that he is.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, I've said on the last game, I'm super proud of Brock. He's done a great job this season, did a great job for me in the fall and over the summer. Was one of my better pitchers. As a crafty lefty, everything he threw moved, right? And when he got his head out of it, he just threw strikes. And that's all you can ask. So, Brock, take you a deep breath, walk around the mound a little bit. You're 1-2 to Jack Dieter. You got Dylan on third, but you know what? That run really may or may not matter.
May or may
Go
not.
get the batter.
Go get the batter. It's 7:24, so we're sitting at an hour and 24 minutes for the game. Dieter take a big fly ball out.
Fly ball, center field, Marquise. No run by Dylan. Strong throw to the plate. Dylan would have been out.
Yep.
Great play. Good job. Way to get that fly ball out, Brock.
There's an advantage that both Scott Pauling and Dylan Parker had there on third base. Marquise plays on their summer ball team, the Brookhaven Hammers, and they know what Marquise has, and they completely respected his arm and didn't get caught up there. So now come to the plate with one out. Mitchell Pauling, the home run hitter, 2 runs to start off the Marlins run here.
Change up outside. No.
Yep, there's another one. It's going to get out to the outfield. Parker's going to score easily. Mitchell Pauling's going to hold it 1. Respect Matty Lewis out there in left field to shrink the Cubs lead by 1.
You know, Coach, if you asked me what he should have thrown, you heard me mumble it, would have been a change low and outside.
Absolutely.
He threw a strike right down the heart of the plate. And good for Brock for throwing a strike.
Absolutely.
You can't do that to Mitchell Pauling.
As Coach Caston says, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And there's no reason to not throw good pitches to good batters and, make them hit the ball and trust the rest of your teammates to make the outs.
All right. Well, here we go now. Runner on second, scoring position, 1 out, 1-0 count to Harris Cope. 5-6, they're down. Spin move by Brock Coron. Try to get the runner. Mitchell Pauling is safe.
So definitely a thing here. Lefty has a tremendous advantage on people on first base, but not necessarily can lose that runner on second. Swing and hit and run on. Cope getting the third degree from Coach Pauling.
Get your bat on the ball is what he's saying. Get your bat on the ball.
Yeah, I couldn't quite read it. You have a better angle on it than me, but
I can't say that. This is a PG broadcast.
1 ball, 1 strike to Cope, and Cope did it that time.
Up to Dutch Weber. Dutch fields it cleanly. 2 outs. Runner on third. Mitch Pauling's on third. Brock Coron on the mound. Up to bat. Is that Max Ziti?
Yep, Max Ziti.
All right.
The pitcher trying to help himself out here. So Mitch Pauling, he's gotten faster this year than he was. Still not Marquise or Mason Lewis fast, but if he gets that good secondary and a pass ball, you might see Coach Pauling take that opportunity and that chance to tie the ball game up and get Mitch across the plate. So Miller Gaines holding on holding on Pauling.
Great pitch by Brock on the outside corner. 1-1 count.
So Brock not really worrying about the runner on third.
I say leave him alone. Go after the batter.
100%. 100%.
From the stretch, here's the pitch.
And the wrong place to hit the ball. That might be gone. That is out of here. Max Ziti, 2-run homer to bring the Marlins back on top.
Did you see the bat flip on that?
I missed it. I was watching Marquise out there in center field tracking the ball and then just simply turning around and watching it drop.
Good for Max, but if he played for me, he'd run poles after the game.
Absolutely. We had a player on the Expos this year that thought he had gotten number 2 over the fence and starts trotting down to first base and flips the bat before the ball lands. And even the umpire called time and came out and called him out on it. We're not going to name any names or tell any numbers, but if you divide his number by 0, it's still 0.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. All right, so here's the 0-0 pitch.
So
0-1, foul ball.
Rosenhall sticks. Trying to continue the Marlins lead here. Coron still sitting in a good position. Run is nothing in rec baseball.
No, it is not.
Out.
Great pitch on the outside corner. Oh, just missed. So you got a 1-1 count now to Charlie Rosenthal.
Shout out to Luke Savitsky in the house tonight. Out there playing some.
The linebacker number 86.
Exactly, playing some.
Great pitch on the inside corner by Brock. Way to paint that corner.
Well, you know, one of the things, folks, if you're watching from home and you're seeing all these balls that just barely miss the belt, calling strikes, look at where the boys are standing there. This year it seems like a lot of coaches are really convinced their players to try to shrink that strike zone, get those toes on the batter's box line, if not a little past it. It's still going to be a strike no matter where you stand. Pop up to Coron, trying to get to it. Him and Dieter not communicating very well. And
that hit fair. Must have hit Brock and rolled foul.
Correct.
That is a fair ball.
Correct.
ZD takes second base on that.
Rosenhall takes second base. Absolutely. That was a bold run to second base by Rosenhall there by Sticks.
That was, but you know that I didn't hear much communication.
No.
I didn't hear much communication. Once again, we're talking about fundamental baseball, Coach, right? And pop fly to the infield, ball hit anywhere in the air. People should be communicating.
And if you notice on some of the other pop flies infield, like when Dutch had out number 2, no one is around Dutch, and you still hear him scream, mine. You heard that from Marquise out there when he made the first out. You know, Pauling, all of them out there. Mine, setting that great example as the 12U leaders out here.
Show them how it's done.
Exactly. So Rosenhall making it to third base, barely.
Ball in the strike in the outside corner. 1-1 count.
So you can see it in Coach Pauling's eyes down there, almost frothing at the mouth, excited to try to get Rosenhall across the plate. Coron doing his best, misses outside for ball number 2. So Rosenhall going down third base, trying to get that lead in case of pass ball, and then boogieing on back, trusting Dieter's arm.
Here you go, 2-1 count.
Foul ball. Isaac chasing one high and outside.
Got a 2-2 count here, 2 outs.
So one of the key things to think about here, especially if you're third base coach, is know the catcher, and then more importantly, know who's playing third base and seeing if they're one that can, you know, catch any ball thrown to them and make that out. Isaac chases one low, gets tricked out of his shoes. The Marlins did it. They put 2 on the board to go up 1. Marlins on top, 7-6.
Top of the 6th inning.
Head to the top of the 6th. We'll be back. So Will McIntosh at the plate for the Cubs. Matt Murphy, Joe Estrakis bringing you the action live here from Major Field at Murphey Candler Park, Brookhaven, Georgia.
Here we are in the top of 6th inning. Cubs are down by 1 run. Do or die right here, Matt.
It really is. Looking at the clock, it's 7:34. That's about 11 minutes left in the game by the it's a 2-hour game. Never mind. So at this rate, we're done. It's
this is it.
This is it. Yeah.
This is it.
If the Marlins can shut this down. Ooh, just high. I don't know if I could have laid off that one, Coach.
Nope. That thing would have been over the scoreboard.
So, yeah.
3-0 count to Will Smashintosh. See what he can do here. Think he gets the green light? No.
No, not at all. So, catches the bottom corner, drops into the strike zone for strike number 1. So 3-1. I still don't think he has the green light here.
From the stretch, here comes the pitch. Foul ball. Full count, Coach. That's a mighty nice fish you have there, Matt.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Is that Mexico or Costa Rica?
No, that's Isla Mirada, Florida.
Really?
Yeah, that was a business trip down to visit NASCAR, and took my pops with me, and we made a sailfish weekend out of it on the DC out of Isla Mirada.
Ooh, swing just ahead of it.
Will McIntosh staying alive there, full count. As a pitch I would have taken, fouled away as well. Trying to take his coach out, Stephen Moore, down there, make sure he's paying attention.
All right, 3-2 pitch.
So
soft liner to Matthew Schmitz,
third base.
Out number 1.
So I got to give a shout out to Henry Gregozeski, played on the Marlins last year. He's here to watch his old team as an alum, try to pull out the victory here, 2 outs away from it. And back here sporting, it's always great to see the alums come back and support the younger boys and continue to set that example and that mentorship. So inside there to Brock.
All right, ball 1 to the pitcher, Brock Coron. Let's see if he can help himself out here.
Exactly. Once again, Coron being just a deadly left-handed pitcher here this season. Grounder up to the middle. Dylan Parker two-handing it. Skips it over to first base.
Great play by Harris Cope.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Great pick.
Cope does a great job putting that other hand on top of the ball, locking it in the glove.
He fielded it like a shortstop.
He did. He absolutely fielded it like a shortstop. So trying to keep the Cubs alive here. Number 11.
Benny Edelson.
Coming to the plate with 2 outs. Max Zeed on the mound. He's got the eye of the tiger. Doesn't look like he's worried at all. I forget he's always number 23, channeling his inner Michael Jordan.
A 1 pitch. Here it comes. Little high, ball 1, 1-1.
I always like to see the umpires kind of duck away, not always trusting that catcher there, making sure they protect themselves. They've definitely gotten rattled this year. Another high one.
High and inside. 2-1 to Benny Edelson. And who you got after number 11? I believe it's the Matty Lewis.
I think so. I think you got Matty Lewis, then Raymond Knight.
And then top of the order.
Then top of the order, absolutely. There's a strike for you. Ooh.
Ball high, 3-1 count to Benny Edelson.
So tying run at the plate.
2 outs, top of the 6th.
Marlins hoping for a routine ground ball here or a swing and a miss in the dirt. Ball number 4. Ooh.
That was low and inside. Full count now. Do or die, Benny, number 11. Here we go, bud.
A very tough spot to be in here. Be the hero. Stay alive. in the dirt.
Ball low.
Benny's got ice water in his veins. Now coming to the plate, Matty Lewis for the Cubs. Matty has been successful at the plate this game. I think he's walked twice. This boy is definitely due.
Runner goes. Throw from Dieter. Little late. Benny Edelson is safe at second base.
It's a good throw by Dieter. Nice skip on the ground, that one.
Great backup by Mitch Pauling. That's classic. Backup there. Here we go. 1-0 count to Matty Lewis. From the stretch, here comes the pitch. Foul ball, 1-1 count.
One ball, one strike, 2 outs. Matty Lewis doing his best to help his team out here. Tying run on second. Got the bat on the ball, fouled it away.
Foul ball.
Strike number 2.
1-2 count. Got to stay alive, Matty. Got to stay alive. If your team wants a shot.
So Z definitely feeling the pressure on the mound. Digs in there. Looks down to Jack Dieter, gets his sign, comes set. Checks the runner.
Matty Lewis gets low. Here comes the pitch. Foul ball.
Staying alive again by Matty Lewis. Matty Lewis comes from a strong baseball, softball family. Got an older brother getting looks from teams like Georgia and some others. Going to probably be going and playing college ball. And sister, another strong softball player on the other side of the park. So Matty looking down. 1 ball, 2 strikes,
Digging
2
in.
outs.
Here goes.
A swing and a miss.
3. That is ball game.
That is the ball game.
That
Ladies
is
and
ball
gentlemen,
game. Your National League champions, the Miami Marlins, coached by Scott Pauling.
Cam Dieter.
Hats off to the Cubs, Matt.
100%.
They fought hard. It was a great game. It's a great game. A feel for some of these kids. You know, again, this is the last time some of them will ever step foot on major field.
100%, Coach. This is always that bittersweet moment, right? You got out there in the middle of your screen, you got Dutch Weber surrounded by some of his teammates. You know, you're gonna have some kids that this doesn't affect emotionally right now, but you got some kids like Dutch and others out there that's
Coach,
gonna.
I hate to cut you off, but I'm gonna go down and make a tunnel.
All right. Hey, I'll stay up here, talk about it. You go down, make your tunnel. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate you being here. But here's one of the main awesome traditions here at Murphey Candler, and it's the 12U's taking their last lap here on Major Field. They've been playing, most of them been playing here most of their baseball career, have always walked past this field on the way to theirs and have always looked up to the boys playing here, thinking about one day would they get the chance to step on the grass here at Murphey Candler Majors. And, you know, when you finally get here, it's surreal. And these 12s struggle sometimes at the end here to keep in check. But I'd rather see tears out there because that means that Murphey Candler did right by them, and they did a tremendous job. And they left it all out here on the field, and we're going to see them take their last lap as Coach Moore and Coach Weber and Coach Coron give their last bit of advice and tell them how proud they are for the job they did and for, you know, what they've meant to the team and meant to this park. And there they go, folks. Around the bases, leading the way, top of the order, Marquise Jackson. And bringing up the train, the MVP of the Cubs, Dutch Weber. Touching each base, coming down the tunnel, celebrating the time and the effort that they've put in. Sad moment for the 12s. But what a joy to be able to say that you made it. You made it up to majors. You did everything you could. So, ladies and gentlemen, as the celebrations continue and the few last pictures and memories are made, the Marlins defeat the Cubs 7-6, your National League champions. Moving on to the Murphey Candler World Series. Friday night, 7 p.m., Major Field. Everybody who's anybody will be down here. Thanks for tuning in.